Hello? Ooh, my stream is chunky. I'm also echoing. I'm sorry about that noise. I'm moving my mic. Oh no. Okay, can I like live edit the output? I'm sorry about that noise. I'm moving my mic. Oh no. Okay, can I like live edit the output? I'm sorry about that noise. I'm moving my mic. Okay. Hello. Hopefully this works better as I live edit things. Hello. Hopefully this works better as I live edit things. So this is my first time streaming. And I'm a boomer. And I'm learning as I go, much like how I learned how to program this game. But anyway, hi, I'm Sweets, or 4 times the Sweets. And I helped ZDZ program Pine Point Insomniac. Z is currently out doing errands, and I don't know if she'll pop by or not. She says she might. But anyway, it's just me yapping. Anyway, this is less about playing the game. And I just realized this game I have open is broken on me, which is a good start. There's no start button. The menu buttons are gone. Okay, give me a hot second. Let's close that. Incredible. The dev has a broken game. That's a good start. But fun fact, I actually didn't use RemPie before this. Like I used a tiny bit, but I never made like a official game release until Z came in, and it's like, what if we made it a Pine Point VN? And I'm like, yeah, that would be sick. And we made it in like a month or something. And I sped ran all the bad habits. But it was a fun time. Very interesting learning curve. And RemPie does have a lot of, what do you call it? Free resources you can look up. And a lot of help for people to see the, hold up. Troubleshoot That's the word I'm looking for. I I know English. Okay. Okay, I have opened the game via RenPy launcher, so it's not like the exported version. So hopefully it doesn't do anything weird. And now I have menu buttons. So fun fact about this, sorry from the get-go, it took, I think the menu graphic took us the longest to figure out how to make work because RenPy does not support GIFs, however you want to say that word. And so I had to go in and look up what file RenPy will take, and then I had to nag Z to export that file. And later on, while we were optimizing it, I was trying my best to figure out how to downsize the size of the title screen graphic, because it's a video technically, and it ate up like a lot of space. And whenever I opened the game, my computer would act like it was playing a 3D Unity game, and it'd just be like, "We're dying. What are you doing? What is this?" And just on the menu screen, which was a fun time. And then we realized we could shorten it from 30 seconds to a second video because it's a loop. Fun times. And yeah, that was an interesting learning experience of hitting your head against the wall until something worked. But yeah, it was fun. So getting into it. So fun fact, again, when I started programming this game, I was starting blind, kinda, cause so you didn't give me storyboards until I started coding, like after I started. And so I had no idea what some of the graphics looked like. And then there was just, Z went ham on the graphics, so it just was a lot of, oh, okay, time to go back into the code and add another graphic. But oh, hello. Some other things that went on in here is before we had the clicking to proceed, I had it automatically proceed, but it went really fast. So these images, you it just skipped them. Like it'd be a millisecond of transition, and I'm just like, that's not good. And another fun thing was trying to get the blip text sound effect when it's scrolling to work, because I tried to look up this tutorial on how to make a typewriter effect, and it sounded really bad. Like, I don't know what I did, but I screwed it up really badly, and it was really funny. But that was on me. And here, when Nil is like biking, like I had to go through this act multiple times because it was like the easiest act to get through. But yeah, it was such a time. Like, I know Z went in and like asked me to separate some of the lines because they were too long. Which, valid. No one wants to read an essay in dialogue box. Yeah, it was an interesting time. Yeah, this was also interesting to play with when I had no images, so just text and then anime girl placeholder that Renpai has. Oh yeah, if anyone is here and has a question for me that's not like I don't know, where's Ramshackle episode 2? And I can answer it, feel free to ask. Please don't ask me about Ramshackle episode 2. Oh, fun fact, this artwork was missing until the very end, and I like genuinely did not know what went in there until I asked Z about it. Cause I was like, hey, so what is this CG here, Z? Cause I've been looking at an anime silhouette, like anime girl silhouette, for the past 3 weeks. But yeah, the transitionings and transitions, the English, are pretty handy in Renpai because you can customize it. It takes a bit of extra Googling for that to work out. I also will say to anyone who wants to make their own visual novel, add the music last. Add it last. Because if you have to reload the game, you will just hear the beginning loop over and over. And I'm so tired of this song. But yeah, that happens a lot. There was also actually, I'll point it out when it happened, like on a specific time. But yeah, this was also pretty interesting because G told me to use any expression, and it turns out I do not know these characters, or at least I do not know Dimitri because Z went through the first run and it's like, hey, you make Dimitri laugh too much. And I'm like, oh, my bad. But yeah, like fixing that is pretty easy in Renpai since you're just changing the name of the sprite to what it is. Truly peak food industry service. Yeah, I know words. Marco is great. Please help me convince Z to make merch. Don't tell Z I said that though. Marco merch would be so good. Just look at him. He's so awful. I love him. Excuse me. But yeah, Right? Marco is so good. But yeah. So initially there was no dim tint on this, but we thought it'd be an interesting way to show that Nil is monologuing, which Nil does a lot. And when I went in to make the dim tint effect, it was an interesting time because it for some reason it moved Dimitri, and Dimitri kept on going up and then right and left, and it was just like, what is wrong with you? Are you okay? So that was a fun time to fix. It only happened to Dimitri though. The guy just goes all over the place. This is just a thought, but how do you consider a pizza head bald? Is it like no crust or no cheese? I'm thinking about this too hard, but I'm just like, a bald pizza head. Oh, no toppings. Interesting. Just the powder. Oh no. Oh, that reminds me, as I hear the lyrics to this song for the nth time, this is initially supposed to be instrumentals only, but when I went to get the instrumentals, it was only vocals. There was no instrumental. I like was like, did I download the wrong thing? And apparently the instrumental download doesn't exist. I'm not sure if I should tell that to someone who made the song or not, but you know what? It's okay. It's fine. It's a good song, even though I've heard it a bit too much. Now I'm like going like, would Marco's kids be like garlic bread or pizza pockets? But that's going a step too far for a side character. But yeah, this was also pretty funny because I didn't have the background for this the whole time, and as soon as the background was added, uh, we ran into, oh no, the cropping is really bad. Like we had Dimitri's like the name tag here. The name was like tangenting with tangenting. I can pronounce words, I swear. With the background edge, and Nil was like hanging back on the side too far. It was a fun time to move these things pieces all around. This was also like originally here. Oh, one pepperoni head, one cheese head, one crust. Ah, but here originally on the menu, this was just a test. So Dimitri's responses were all the same, but then one of our friends who was playtesting and proofreading any of my typos, keyword my typos, because I typoed these script, was like, I understand why you did it, but it hurts me. It hurts my VN gamer or something like that. So then we were like, okay, let's add a couple alternate lines at the very end. This one is my favorite because I'm like, oh, the irony. I also kept on saying it's Snail Man and Slime Frog, and every single time I talked to Z, it was like, oh, what are you doing with Frogman and Slime Snail? And I'm just like, how do I mix it up every time? It was interesting. Oh, so Z did draw like all the sprites. Mad Lad, that one. But I did go and edit with Z's permission to have like a closed mouth of things. I think the only one we had to figure out and fiddle with was the smirk, because I could not figure it out. Nil's head is very big. Like, if you get the Pine Point charms, you just can see how big Nil's head is. Speaking of, there are actually charms, like group charms available. You can see them above my talking sprite on the side. There's also a Pine Point logo, a Nil neighborhood watch standee. It's really neat. It has a transparent background, translucent, yeah. And Z has released a Pine Point concept art design as well. Those are, I think we're running out of stock, but it should be restocked soon-ish. There might be a delay since, holidays. You can see the link next to me. It's zez-shop4thwall.com. Get them while we still have them. We all have a nil in our lives. Sometimes that means we are the nil. But yeah, it was please don't eat Tide Pods. Do not eat Tide Pods. That is an expensive mistake. And here's Marco. Yay. Hello. Ah, you were ahead of the Tide Pod meme then as a 2-year-old. Yeah, please stay in school. Okay, I low-key expect Dimitri fans to go crazy about this artwork. So I'm just like, ah, that is made for you guys. But yeah, like if but if you guys have any questions about what happened during programming, like you're curious on, feel free to ask. Oh, actually, fun fact: this little arrow thing, I actually don't know the name of, besides the shorthand of like CTC or something. I made it last minute because I saw a post about it and I was like, oh, that's really neat. What if I add it? And then I added it. Yeah, Dimitri fans were fed good. Pine Point fans too. Look, it's my pizza. So me and Z got like, we actually got together to make ugly pizzas. Like, went and bought pizza sauce and cheese to make this pizza. We also made some smaller pizzas that we just ate. This one actually turned out okay. It was very... It actually baked pretty well, despite how awful it looked. And being too thin in some spots. There was a hole, I believe, like right here. But yeah, it turned out pretty decent. It was surprising. It was a fun time because we were all like, oh, we need to take a photo of an ugly pizza. And then it's just like, why don't we just make it? And so we did. After, I think this is like halfway through the game when we finally got it done. I've actually done the dough toss thing at my old workplace. It's not... I probably did it wrong, but it isn't really a faster way to make pizza. So this sprite was also added very last minute because before it was just like normal nil sprite, talk sprite, and it was like, huh, that doesn't seem right. So Z went in, made a new sprite. I'm like, doing God's work. This scene was like a lot of trial and error on what sprites to use. It was also where I realized, wow, Nil's head gets kind of bigger every time I see it. Yeah, it's a very relatable situation here. It's like Pine Point has a very I lost my train of thought. It had like has like a very relatable moral story with Nil anyway, like Nil's problems, and I'm just like, I feel that. And so honestly, the hardest thing to do, and I do not recommend you do, is learn how to use RenPy under a week. Because transitions are basically just like, oh, you just put the x point to one number to another number, and it'll transition it for you. And there's like a lot of helpful tips from RenPy. But when you do what I did and you speed run how to code a game and try to get it done as fast as possible, you learn the bad habits. Like a good example is so text box here, you should have it cropped exactly to the size of the image, and you'll only move it with like the X and Y position in the code, like the strip codes. What I did when I was trying to fix the phone version, like the Android version, I have it set so it's like the width of the screen, so it'll stay in the center of the screen, because when I exported Android, it broke, and I think a few of you saw it where the text box went to the left of the screen, it would not budge, and I'm on a time crunch, time to do the shortcut. That's not a good shortcut. Oh, someone's asking me. Jenny Mix is asking me about my favorite pizza flavor. So funny enough, I can't eat melted cheese. So if you gave me the option, I will eat just a sauce pizza, like just only sauce. I like tomatoes and bread, so it's unhinged, I know. But cheese hurts me, specifically melted cheese. I don't know why. This was a foot in the mouth situation. I'm so sorry you cannot handle sauce. Yeah, RenPy is a very the learning curve for RenPy is actually not too bad. Definitely not something you should speedrun like I did. Especially when you don't know any coding to begin with. Like I think my basic knowledge of code was like the simple HTML, how to make font bold and italicized. And then like the little bit of dabbling I did when I was younger, when RenPy was first like coming out, and I saw it, I was like, ooh, visual novel. And then I just never did anything with it. But yeah, honestly, I think Z scares me more in this project, because Z drew so much. Like I think every week I'd be like, Z, is your arm okay? part of me is like, oh, I kind of just want to click through the whole thing, but I'm going slowly. Every time I have to proof check something, I'm like, oh, dang, I need to get to that one part to check if it's bugged or not. I just skip through the whole dialogue. Yeah, Z is a very fast drawer. It's something I think that just comes with practice. Like Z does work hard. It's great. Lots of respect in that. I think a good tip on learning how to draw faster is either gesture drawings and shockingly drawing with marker because you can't erase your mistakes. Yeah, like with the pine point signs, Z has been signing them, and there's a little doodle for you all. It's different every time, but it's cute. I don't know how Z does it. The kind of pressure would be like, oh, I'm too perfectionist to do that. Yeah. Uh, so actually this font is the same font Z uses in Ramshackle. Like the text warning in the pilot. She like bought this text font. It looks really neat because it's the same text as the character names. Oh, hi Z. Thanks. I'm just yapping. Yeah, the Zine doodles are like a little what did I say, gotcha? It's very random on what character you get, but I think there's a lot in Nils because Nil. I think one of the first time I read this line, I laughed because I'm just like, oh, the zero hesitation. Peak friendship, calling each other dumb. Yeah. This is unrelated to the game and more of a story related to me. All my friends know about this, but so growing up, I lived with my dad. I only just recently moved out. But my dad, for some reason, kept on telling me I would get attacked by a coyote because we have coyotes here. And I'm like, I've never seen a coyote, Dad. It's okay. But he was so focused on me getting attacked by a coyote and kept telling me about stories about coyotes. And I finally saw one like sometime this year, like a while back. And they're small. They're just a dog. I mean, yes, theoretically they are, wild animals. Do not engage with a wild animal. But yeah, whenever I see coyotes now, I'm just like, look, Dad, a coyote. I'm in danger. Haha. It's really funny. He cares, yeah, but it was such a strange thing to focus on because I'm like, I know I am small, but I'm not that small. They're just a little a little guy that kind of, I don't know, can bite, but I don't think I've ever heard coyote. I've seen like two, and then I've never seen them again. Who knows? Maybe I'm just mistaking all the dogs or fox I see as and they're actually coyotes. Who knows? I do not touch grass that often. So this one was funny, and I'm gonna cut ahead so this noise isn't like playing constantly. Okay, so those sound effects you heard during that scene was it took me I think 5 hours to fix it. I don't know why. I think it's just because a sped run had a code REMPI, but at first the static noise would be ear piercing, and so I had to fix that. And then the static noise would continue through that sound, like through that scene, and like the sound would play until it got to this part, and I'm like, huh? What's happening? Also, it does this. If you go back. But yeah, it was interesting because like it took me that long because I was trying to figure out how to get the sound to lower and then get the sound to stop. You would think it'd be easier, but no. It was a fun time. I think it was like the second most aggravating thing. No, wait, third. Third. There's like one that actually was like the menu title screen was awful. Yeah, the pizza squash noise is very loud, even though I lowered it by a lot. This one was funny because I told Z, it's like, how did Dimitri get cleaned? Oh, how much time did you think it took to do everything? So, admittedly, I think I finished coding everything just before Z finished all the art. So, roughly under a month. Like I think we got most like the core like the base game done within like 4 or 5 weeks. Uh then no one warns you how how much of a headache it is to export the game. Because I think I had to do like a lot of fixes after the game was done. It was really funny. Oh yeah, I was not kidding about the speed run. Do not speed run learning how to program. It's not fun. It's not a good idea. Okay, I'll be going through each of the endings. Since I have stuff to talk about what happened here. So here we go. Yeah, honestly, I think the Z drawing everything in a flash was crazy because I'd be like, I go to bed, I get up, and I just get a message in Discord. It's like, oh, hey, all the CGs for this part are done. I'm like, huh, huh. That was a lot louder with headphones on. Coffee. So originally there was like just dialogue talking about this, and then Z made this change, and I think this is the funniest thing ever. I'm just like, this is me in high school. Now I'm like drinking no sugar coffee. Like I put milk in it, but yeah, I'm like no sugar. I the irony. I'm sorry, if I had the opportunity to raise a coyote like your son, what would his name be? Um, I I'm really bad at naming anything, but if I could like have a pet coyote, I guess. I don't know, Peanut. Peanut's a cute name, right? Also, no, it's like people can drink what they want as long as it's not like uh something like poison. Please don't drink poison. That's just a trip to the hospital, and think about your wallet. But yeah, I remember like around the first like the time I first met Z, uh if I was drinking coffee, I just like open 10 packs of sugar and put it into one cup and I just drink it. This was a fun time to do. Oh, I feel that. I'm also not supposed to drink dairy, but no. I'm gonna drink milk coffee. Uh, so this is in the so this is in the credits, but the shaking text effect is actually a resource made by what Watson? Watson? I might be saying the name wrong because I don't actually remember the full spelling. I'm just like vaguely remembering it. I'm bad with names. I'm sorry. But yeah, the shaking text is very nice. I found it's like a free to download code file. You can just import into your game file and add it in as like a text tag, like so it does like same format as like, you know, when you want to bold your font. This font can't be bolded because it's already bold. It gets really funky when you bold it, but yeah, it's a very nice font. Nice font effect. There's actually a couple other font effects it comes with that isn't used here. We just use the shaky text because shaky text is it's a good vibe. That the the paranoid this paranoid sprite with I wasn't sure where to put it, to be honest, but the way it moves is really funny. But yeah, it was a fun time. Like, I think I stumbled upon it on. Actually, it was like, it's on itch.io. Itch.io. I never know how to say that name. Oh, so this sprite, it happens a couple times where the export for Z's art is like double the resolution. So when I first put the sprite in, it was like the size of like took up half the size of the screen, and it was just really big. Always check your sprite sizes. No, it's not the soda sprite. I'm sorry. And then Z, the absolute mad lad, drew this in a fisheye lens by hand, and I'm like, buddy, damn. Yeah, so that was the coffee ending. Initially, there were no like text. There wasn't text on the end here, and I just put these in as placeholders, and then we just kept it, I guess, which was interesting. Okay, going back. Whoop. Sorry about that. That happens a lot. Okay. And then we're on to the second ending. This one was interesting. I love slime frog. I'm I'm like, please, please Z, make merch. So this is honestly the my favorite and uh most of the a kind of weird learning curve, time consuming part of the game. Please let Vinny the plushie exist before. but yeah, so when I first we had some trouble getting music. Actually, let me. I actually don't know if Junkies is a real place or not. I assume it is not a real place, but I believe the building is a photo Z took somewhere. Yeah, we actually had some trouble with the music on Momo and Journey, but like once we got that in, I was like, I should make them bounce. And so I went in to learn how to make a sprite bounce like this. The first time, uh, this was funny because I didn't. It's basically just a transform code you put into the definitions of the script, and I didn't time it out properly. So when I first put it in, Momo was vibrating in place. Like she went zooming. It was crazy. But yeah, it was funny. Ooh, cramps are the worst. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. It did not work for the story purposes, but uh, one other fun fact: Momo didn't have an arm before, so like, I mean, I think a couple of you have seen Momo sprites, and you notice that some of them don't have a second arm. But yeah, they're great. They're dancing. There's also like the Momo and Journey charms. You guys went crazy. We we like temporarily were out of Momo charms, and I'm just like, uh oh, what do we do? But luckily, we got more in stock. Journey is adorable. I know nothing about them, but we love Journey. Yeah, this was really funny. I had to like this speed of bouncing wasn't even isn't even as fast as when I first put it in. It was like 10 times the speed. It was so bad. Yeah, they're like silly little kids. Yeah, the Momo surprise face is so funny. It was added in later, but it was such a good choice. Yeah, this this sprite was added solely to do this, to move Momo over. Because if I moved her without the second arm, it'd just be like you'd see no arm, and that'd be awkward. Yeah, canoodling. Honestly, Momo going around T-posing it like everything would be really funny, and I can imagine it. Huh? Restaurants changing recipe. I used to work in a restaurant, and it really depends on who the chef is. Also, who's cooking, because sometimes it's like, I don't know, me, the dishwasher, making your food for some reason. I don't know why that happened, but it happened. This is off topic, but I did not realize bassist. I already forgot how to pronounce it. I kind of forgot how this word is pronounced, but this whole time I always thought it was like, you know, bassist or something. Bassist. I have no idea. I can't remember. My memory is a goldfish. And yeah, the colors. Deciding on the colors was something that we did in early on. I was like, "Hey Z, what colors are the characters?" I have no idea if I pronounced like which one was the right pronunciation, but I didn't know how it was pronounced until like I listened to Z stream it and pronounce it, and I'm like, "Oh, huh." This one, I'm going to lower the sound. Oh, yeah. Ah. Uh, this one where we have the frogs sounding, I like sent C so many frog noises before we settled on one. and then I had trouble getting into loop. So most of the time, you just have dead silence, which was eerie as heck. It was an interesting time. A lot of this was fun though. See, drawing a frog was crazy. Oh, please do. If you're busy, don't feel free to go. I'm just yapping. This was a cute image in my opinion. I was like, "Aw." This one was fun to get working. So, fun fact, when you change the font color, sometimes it will break the shaky text, and it took a long time to get that to work. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was a very interesting scene to go through without images. Like, I think I did 90% of the coding without any images. So I'm just like, oh, I'll time to fix the code again. I love these. They're so silly. Yeah, the slime frog costume is kind of cute. Not gonna lie. But yeah, so this part I did make the font smaller. I hopefully no one had trouble reading it. Yeah, Z actually did that on purpose to have like the frame rounded like that for a very specific reason, which you'll see in this ending. Also, fun fact about this part, I spent I spent like 2 hours recording a thump noise and then edit it to give to Z and add it in here, and then in the end we just decided to cut it, which is really funny because it felt better without it, and I'm like, ah, so it's just the way of the creative process. But yeah, the reason we had the rounded borders, or Z did it anyway, is it gives a TV, the retro TV style. Yay! But yeah, that was ending 2, which was a time. I think the most trouble I had with it was um honestly, it was trying to figure out where anything went, or like coding it without the images, because this is majority images. So I just like coded the dialogue, and then I left and went back. And yeah, I also did not expect the TV to come out like that. I was very shocked to see. And now we go back. There's not a lot I can say in this one. At least not what I can remember. This is like a very wholesome ending. Good feels. Wall pizza. Actually, this is more of a fun fact life story for me, but back in my old job, so I worked in a restaurant as a dishwasher slash cook slash pizza maker slash a lot of things. I actually almost got hit in the face with like what was it? A pan of salmon. Yeah, it was salmon. There was like the chicken breast was on the floor. Anyway, if that happens at your workplace, if you don't have HR or like work safety hazard regulations, please leave. Please go. Unless you absolutely are in a, if I don't have this job, you're homeless. Please please leave. Do not go stick to a job that does that. Oh yeah, it was like a freshly cooked salmon, but my boss at the time did not like it or something, and we were in rush hour, so he tossed it, and it flung like a frisbee, and gave me a heart attack as it hit the wall instead of my face. But yeah, food service, yay! I don't have that job anymore, but it was a fun, interesting experience on is is this is this safe? It's okay. It's better now. But anyway, back to the game. So one thing that was interesting was I actually had these sprites placed the other way around in the beginning, and then Z gave me this CG, and I went, oh, I guess it's time to flip them around. It's very easy to do, thankfully. Yeah, this BG is very nice. It's like, I too would like love to lie down like that. From 1 to 10, how interesting was my experience? I'm not sure how to rate it. If I replace interesting with bodily harm, I'd say like 7. Oh, so this isn't a coding thing, but Z actually updated this shortly after we released the game. Um, and before it was just like the acronym, and now it's like the full name, and it's really funny because I'm like the name is so long. Yeah, I remember someone like in the Ramshackle disc not Ramshackle Discord, the ZZ fan server, uh was talking about, oh, what if the garage band was something else? And then at by that point when I saw it, the name was already put into here, and it's like I really wanted to tell them because that name is so cute, but the actual name is not. It's punk. It's it's so emo punk. So many bands with long names. This photo is also very cute. Yeah, the long band names is just it's funny. I put my grilled cheese in the microwave and it exploded. That sounds like a song name. Honestly, yeah, you should do it. But yeah, this was pretty easy to do because at this point, I went through all the pain and suffering of through like the kitchen and the coffee and melatonin endings. So this was like, oh, this is just putting in the image. Also, I think it depends on how long you put it in the microwave. Oh, the microwave. Oh, oh dear, the microwave exploded. Okay. I really thought it was the grilled cheese that exploded. So I didn't know what to expect, like, because again, I was coding the dialogue without any images. So when it got to this part and I put it in, I was like I got to here. It's like, why did he tape it up like that? Yeah, these costumes are cute. Look at them. They're little goobers. Duct tape. It's powerful. Also, I actually, when I first moved into my current residence, like current house place, I um I had a power bar. And I didn't have a hook or anything to hook it onto the wall, so I just took tape and I taped it onto my wall. But like I used like the green artist tape, so it wasn't as sticky or strong. So I had to use like a whole lot of it to like get it to stay on. And it was just like a massive green tape on the wall. Bald Nell with one chunk of hair. It stayed on, and then people like some builders are coming in, and I was like, oh no, I can't let anyone see this. I already had my friends see it, and I'm like, oh, it looks really bad. I have it hanging on command hooks now, so it's less bad looking. Because it was a white wall with like green tape on one spot of it. Yeah, I wasn't expecting Z to make so many CGs in here. I was like, oh boy. It was a fun time though. I keep saying that, but it was really fun to work on this. Also, I don't know if anyone has played Pong, the video game, but the fact that Nil rages at it is honestly impressive. Yeah. Z did really nice in coloring. Yeah, we were like, oh, should we talk about it? And then we went, nah, let's just speed run it. I think we did talk, like mention it briefly. But for the most part we're just like, oh, let's get this done. Yeah, and then this is the end. Yay. Okay, so the credit scrolling here is actually a code I like looked up and plugged it into the game because I wasn't sure how to do the credit scene. Yeah. But yeah, there's like all the assets we use. We only use like three technically, and a bunch of music and free sound effects, which is very nice. There's a lot of free resources, and yeah, there's also a translation out. I'm working on getting a second translation out soon, as in putting it into the game because the translation is done, and that'll be updated soon as well. Yeah, technically, I added a code to make it not skippable, but it did not work. It was also an interesting trial and error of trying to make the scroll speed work. I didn't know it ended like that. Anyway, you learn something new every day. Oh, Nil becomes the new pizza, the new Marco. Instead of a pizza slice, Nil's Nil's head turns into like a calzone or something. Gasp. But yeah, that was the game's yapping I did. His sprite just turns into a pizza. But yeah, that was Pine Point. Thank you for joining me in this little yap stream of me talking about fun facts on the related to programming, or I don't know, something weird about my life. Pizza pizza bagel pizza piercings. Oh no. A reminder again, Z has a fourth wall shop. The link, I have it written in the stream. It's zez-shop.fourthwall.com. We have a new Pine Point merch, which includes the logo. I think there's only a couple left right now. And full Pine Point crew keychain charms, and the Pine Point concept art design. I always forget about the nil standee, but we're out of nil standees right now. Well, we'll see about getting more. I don't know. It's the holidays. Everything will be slightly delayed, probably. So hopefully. But yeah, if anyone has any more questions, let me know. If not, I guess I'll be ending stream soon. The stream should be up after, but yeah. Can horses fly? I think those are not horses anymore. But yeah. Can horses fly? Oh, those are not horses anymore. I did talk about in the beginning how the Pine Point title screen worked. It's actually like a movie file, like a WebM file. That Z made, got it animated with like a static, like that static chroma effect. Then export it to me. Then I would convert it into WebM file. Then I put it into RemPy. Because RemPy is not actually compatible with GIFs. You can technically animate in RemPy going frame by frame, but this one, the effect like this, I would not recommend doing that because it's very tedious. I'm actually working on my own original visual novel on the side. Also, a little surprise for you Ramshackle fans. It's another VN. It's fan VN. I'm still working on it, but it's a little surprise from me with that I'm making with Z's permission. So it's like it's just it'll be a visual novel that will hopefully come out by February. If that's not a hint on what it's gonna be. Yeah, I'll like let people know when it comes out and when it's done. It probably won't be as like ZZ style since I'm just working on it solo, and my style and Z style was like polar opposite if you couldn't tell by how much blue is on my screen to Z's brown and yellows. I will be once I'm done. I will announce it both on Twitter, Blue Sky, and in the fan Discord as well. Since it's mainly to share with you guys. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I'll be calling it a day here. Thank you again for joining. Uh, I do hope to stream some more. Probably like doodle and maybe chat. I don't know if I can like code and stream. I think that's not something I can do because I feel like that'd be very boring to watch as I go, "Oh, what broke this time?" Oh, don't worry. Ramshackle fans are getting food. Don't worry. We remember you. Anyway, thanks again. You guys have a good day, good night, good evening. I don't know what time it is for y'all, but you know, thanks. See ya.